गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णू गुरुर्देव महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have started the contemplation on the great book that is the Essence of Yoggavasishtha, written by Swami Gananandaji Maharaj from Shambhuri. This book has been immensely read by the great scholars from Varanasi, maybe almost 200 times, the 30 chapters contemplated. To know that we are divine, the world is divine, it is only the play of consciousness, rather, it is only the divinity expressing through all. There is nothing other than divinity. It is unfragmented consciousness, undivided consciousness. It's only bliss, bliss, bliss. And what happens is because of the ignorance, because of avidya, the whole world is suffering, and that is called as samsara. So, what is the solution? Solution is only the contemplation on the holy books like Bhagavad Gita, Ramcharitmanas, Yoggavasishtha, and likewise Shankaracharya's commentary on Bhagavad Gita, and such a great scriptures books. So out of that, you have picked the essence of Yoggavasishtha, did the studies for first 20 chapters. Now we are in the revision mode. We are reaching the 15th chapter. That is story of Uddaalaka. Now, what the story wants to give us, step by step, we'll try to learn. For what purpose? To know that truth that we are divine, to know that we are blissful, to know that we have to control our mind, remain in the relative world, but the relative world should not influence our mind. It is a long, long dream, so we should not get carried away by this dream. So let us see step by step what is Uddalak Rishi has to say. So before that, let's do some basic work. Spiritual practice is not becoming extraordinary, but it is dropping all extra, including fat. What we mean by that is because of ego, he was unable to attain fulfillment in life, and because of tapasya, the discrimination that is vivek kindles in his mind. So, all tapasya we have to do is for the kindling the vivek in the mind. The discrimination should come. What is really true and what is not true? That discrimination should come. Ego is such a funny thing, friends, that it can land us anywhere. For example, not taking corona vaccine is many people died and they died also. They have to leave this mortal coil. So anything which takes us from away from others, that is not a spiritual practice. So remain a simple person, normal living, and simple and disciplined person. Keep the stomach full and head empty. That is the greatest spiritual practice. Then you can contemplate. So the example is given here that if you are blessed in spite of wife or husband, you are not miserable. That is the highest tapasya. All the spiritual practice should culminate in inquiry that only we are spiritually minded. So tapasya is stop reacting, study scriptures, and don't become problematic to yourself. That is what is called as tapasya. And what is done is inner contentment, satisfied in all the situation. Contentment is highest bliss in life. Discover independence of things and being. Mind is peaceful under all the conditions. Enough is enough. Don't take in life anything granted. Every event is a fresh event with a clear mind. So that is most important. Take care of mind, your mind. Function outside, but the attention should be inside. So function as the normal human being, we have a body and all the stuff. But when it comes of discrimination, know very well that yourself, you are not mind. Mind is illusionary. Mind is taking you for a toss. So quality of mind before, after, and during the job is done should be seen. And this will say, keep yourself protected. Are we reacting to something? If we react to something, then we are given the status of reality to that. In this world other than Paramatma, there is nothing real. So यह सब चला चली का खेला है. And Ishwar Paridhan, we must have some anchor in life, some godlike Thakur should be there. All problems are only in the mind, and there is no mind. So there should not be any problem. Let us learn to keep mind quiet for a longer period of time. So what has to be done is when this happens, see, hear, don't talk. देखो सुनो बोलो मत. You have decided which is the goal and what is the path of this life. Every path is the path rightly provided we are able to utilize it properly. This is the beauty of Yoggavasishtha. We become permanently miserable by the temporary experiences. Learn to endure which cannot be cured, and if you can, if you are a spiritual seeker, convert endure into enjoyment and celebrate life. This is spiritual practice. We have to attack at three levels: sense organ, mind, and intellect. Then only we'll be able to save ourselves from the ego. Keep sense organs at a distance. How to do that? By Dhamma. And look up to the shortcomings of worldly objects, Vivek Chudamani. Then mind will be able to withdraw without much efforts. Uddaalaka was extremely confused with all dreams. So any experience which comes and stays and goes is a trick of mind. Mind can create anything including God. Discover the basic fact. Truth is Ekamaaditi, uncreated, non-specific, unfragmented, unmodified. You have to remain in samadhi and conduct the business of life. Can the meditation be goal or keeping knowing the self is a goal? So flowing up the river is a goal or merging into the Sagar is a goal. So we are not struggling to control the mind. Use the mind to transcend the mind. Unoppose substratum in a relative world. Don't give any importance to any experience coming and going. Remain 100% indifferent. Mind will run here and there, but don't worry. Nothing happens overnight. So under vicharna, spiritual practice, hey Murkhamana, why are you spending your time and energy in this worldly object? Conduct normal business as an average man. Keep yourself as a good mood. But heart in heart, tell mind to remain in the limit. Whenever you are getting disturbed by our reaction, then we have crossed the limits. Love your children up to a limit and forget. Unless you are at peace with yourself, you will be never able to discover fulfillment and happiness. Don't get miserable by anything or anybody. Hey mind, you become hey hearer and collect the unwanted data. You are good, you are bad, that's what you feel. And words are creating tremendous calamities in our life. Do not fall prey to sense organ called as ear. So this is told by Uddalak, contemplated by Uddalak. So person who is inquiring, he will come to know that there is no thing called as mind. The mind is making us miserable because we have accepted that there is something called as mind. He continued Vicharna, Vikalpa Samadhi Abhyas. Uddalak Muni concluded, I am everything and everywhere, or I am nowhere. This is the correct understanding of your meditation. So Vedanta Sadhana says, getting rid of wrong notions without creating new notions. We are all leading a notional life. Living through the body and no more living as the body. For example, we are going through car, we are going by the car and we are not the car. Uh, we don't run. Let's let seeing happens, but the seer is not born. That is the meditation. Mahamantra is देखो सुनो बोलो मत. Sense organs are stupid. They don't know what is to see, what not to see. Indriyani murkhani. Therefore, trees of sankalpa are born in the mind. Every sankalpa mind is forest monovasham, unsatiated creepers. I have to cut them all. I shall live my life without making any sankalpa. 100% what Mahamantra is whether you are whatever you are, whenever you are, wherever you are, be 100%. When you practice this 100% present in Paramatma, then there is nobody in that. Body is born if it is as a past and future. So I shall not entertain tricks of mind. Mind gives you many ideas. Mind cannot survive in absolute presence. Sankalpa Vikalpa doesn't allow us to be. ourselves. Such people suffer in their own life. Nobody can help them. Vastavi Drishti, either I am everywhere in the whole body or I am nowhere. This is the real understanding. There is no other way to recognize truth, that is self. No, I shall not accept this I as real. Therefore, I will not stay as a miserable husband. With this understanding, living in meditation. Lead a life of decent human being. Don't kill others. Mind by birth has no impressions. If you put a shoes, walk around the dirt of world will not bother you. Exactly the same way, put on the shoes on the mind and move around in the world. Such is the mind. So to do that, देखो सुनो बोलो मत. So happy Mantramala will come into place. If you are fed up with the mind, our mind is a forest. If you are at peace with the mind, mind is a garden. Here selected thoughts are intended as the satsang. But satsang creates big jungle. Nothing should disturb us. That is the happiest spiritual practice. We shall be firm. Under any condition, I shall not react. Give all objectivity, all ego, desire, sankalpa is cut with his mind again and again. Light is that which reveals. We can never go get experience of divine. If you are experience itself, you are divine. It is experience, experience, experience. So duality is completely dissolved. So what is that? I am everywhere or I am nowhere. This is the foundation of on which inquiry stands. When presence of object and absence of object has no consequence, meaning waking dream deep sleep samadhi has no meaning whatsoever. So we are in that samanya satta. So process of this is a process of sincere seeker. Our contemplation is going on the right direction if we are using mind but not remaining as mind. So mind is available to us. So mind is not entertaining any presence or absence of thing. Mind goes to sleep, one is absent, mind goes to waking, then it is presence. But mind has not to dissolve in the Prakriti, but it has to dissolve in the Paramatma, Shuddha Chaitanya. This is objectless knowledge. So when we are no more influenced by presence and absence, we are with our essential nature, self. We become Mr. Nobody. So experience without experiencer. Consciousness is without experiencer is the truth. Any experience which comes and goes is a play of mind. That experience in which never goes and never comes is the truth. Praptasya prapti. This is the foundation of spiritual practice. Spiritual life begins when the question is who is disturbed, who goes to sleep. Don't do meditation. You have to live in meditation 24 by 7. Play meditation. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Things in this world and the relation in the world should not be an issue for us. To remove impurity on clothes, what requires a stain cleaner. To remove impurities on stomach, we require medicine. Similarly, to remove impurities on mind, right understanding is required. How clear it is. So he understands that we have to be indifferent to all those things. Don't react. Sit on seat of meditation, be indifferent. Good thoughts come, let them come. Bad thoughts come, let it come. Be indifferent, who cares? Although mind is available, but not a problem, that is a bhagavati. If mind becomes problematic, then you are jiva. When mind has dropped body, then that is mind merges in a total mind, that is chetana. When total mind gets identified with the individual mind, that is the drama continues. Mind dissolves in a pure consciousness and not in a prakriti. Bath of mind is Ragadvesha Moha Madamatsar. That is gone. Hemanipurutaniva, gold attains the state of the anklet. He was able to recognize essential consciousness in all being. Mind slowly dissolves in pure consciousness, like ornament becomes gold, or gold becomes the ornament. So, Chitattva, mindness. He has given up mindness of the mind and has become pure consciousness. No objectivity is left. Consciousness, which was earlier expanded as a mind triputi, duality, all that is dissolved, and it comes back to the life principle. In a deep sleep, we do not have an experience of our absence. We have an experience and absence of the objectivity. So therefore, make absence of the objectivity object as a contemplation, absence of the sound. Make silence as the object of the experience. Then the mind will not be extrovert and will go back to the life. So the Akash is a solid space for everything and everyone. Therefore, I is everywhere yet nowhere is a secret. Pure ultimate infinite consciousness is ultimate truth. Division between experience and experiencer is dissolved. Consciousness with shape is mind. Vyavaharik Drashta Bhav. Sitting for meditation Sakshi Bhav. Crossing this to Udasina Avadasina. Don't get involved in anybody's life. Effortless, blissful being. So Quran says forgetting God is a misery because God is happiness. Fear is only when we take somebody other than you. In spite of all, we must love. Love demands sacrifice. Like in deep sleep, you are nothing, so you are at peace. After then, the body falls, he is not getting any another body. Punarapi Janmam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jatre Jayasharanam is not applicable to him. Important spiritual practices I am a pure consciousness, solid consciousness. He attains Ananda bliss, which cannot be spoken of. He is revealing in his blissful existence. He becomes Samanya Satta of total universe. So Amani Manu, that man is a common mind. He has attained ultimate fulfilling life, rich destination. He has returned back to his own essential nature. Thus he is liberated of all upadhis. That is what has been tried to be told through this story of the Uddaalaka. So let us see it from first shloka in the shloka number 53. So what this Uddaalaka has to say is, let us see now what Sri Rama asked Vasishtha Rishi. Revered sir, how was it investigated within by Uddalaka? So now Vasishtha Rishi starts telling. A certain ascetic Muni, Uddalaka was a meager intelligence, was possessed of the reflection, that is the investigation into truth or the reality. Whereupon in the course of time he becomes discriminative through austerities, import of scriptures, religious observance and moral discipline. So what तब क्या किया उसने? Scriptures पढ़ा, religious observation किया, moral discipline किया. So then he, on the steady resolute, intellect reflected as follows. Then he started contemplating. What is that most important thing that could be obtained which is not grieved for or cessation? When shall I obtain repose of last long? In the most holy abode which is beyond thinking, by absorption is absolute consciousness. Subject to such reflection, he performed the practice of meditation. So Paramapavane, he wanted a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So what is that Jnanabhyas he has to do? So that he will be out of the difference of known, knower, and knowledge. So he will be always in the bliss. So he was thinking like that, with his mind moving like a monkey, being carried away by the object of sense. He did not obtain stability in deep meditation, which is the bestower of the happiness. He knows that the deep meditation is the bestower of happiness, but he could not attain because mind was moving here and there. At same time, he sees a diffuse light having the appearance of the rising sun. At another time, he merely sees the star. At another time, he sees the dense darkness. So what is being said in this shloka number 6 is he sees the diffuse. When he is meditating, कहीं light दिखता है, कहीं और कुछ दिखता है, कहीं sunlight दिखता है, कहीं darkness दिखता है. So that he totally got thus with his mind confused and walling in a meditative action. He once did the investigation. ऐसा बैठ के कोई फायदा नहीं investigation करना चाहिए. Having sat in some place in a forest mountain, unmoving facing the north, firmly fixing the yogic pose of Padmasana, to achieve absorption in the undifferentiated consciousness. He wanted to know what is undifferentiated consciousness, or unfragmented consciousness, or a lyrical personality. He started doing antar-vicharna, inner investigation, shloka number 9. So what he says, foolish mind, what is the purpose to you by your occupation with worldly existence? तुम्हारा worldly existence करे कि क्या फायदा है? Whether you go to the cavity of the earth or in the world of Brahma, creator, you do not then attain to the nirvikalpa without the nectar of quantitude. So what has to be done is you have to keep quiet. मूर्ख मना संसार वृत्ति होता है बिना उपशनेन अमृतम. So you have to keep a quieted fool, having obtained the nature of fear, gone by futile exertion, do not proceed to destruction through your intellect going after sound like the deer. जैसा कि डियर वो आवाज के पीछे भागता था वैसा तेरा इंटेलेक्ट ही आवाज के पीछे जाएगा. कोई अच्छा बोलेगा कोई बुरा बोलेगा तो तेरा मन दुखेगा. अच्छा बोलेगा तो अच्छा लगेगा. डोंट बी फुल. Fool, having attended the nature of scheme, for experiencing sorrow, do not get the stage of bondage. With the intellect intent on the sense of touch, like the lordly elephant longing for the she elephant. तो ये स्पर्श के लिए ये मत कर तू सोच मत जैसा कि ये एलिमेंट शिव एलिमेंट को जाके तो पकड़ा जाता है और उसको बांध दिया जाता है. So likewise you don't become fool. So what has been explained now is first was ear, shabda, second was sparsha. Now saying is rupa. Fool, having resorted to the state belonging to the eye, and intent on the moving on the form and life, do not go to the burnt state like a moth coated of brightness. जैसा कि ये पतंग जो रहते हैं वो लाइट के पीछे भागते हुए मर जाते हैं, वैसे तू भी इनके पीछे मत लग। आई के पीछे मतलब डोंट रिसोर्ट बाय आई, आंखों से देखे उसको सत्य मत मान। तो शब्द स्पर्श रूप you already done. Having attended the nature of tongue, do not proceed to destruction by the desire of taste. शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस, लाइक अ फिश ग्रीडी फॉर अ बॉल ऑफ फिश हुक। जैसा कि फिश वो फिश हुक के पीछे भागती है वो अटक जाती है, वैसा तू इसके पीछे जाएगा रस में तो अटक जाएगा। सो माइंड हैज बीन टोल्ड फुल, शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस, डोंट रन आफ्टर दैट। लास्ट इज गंध, resorting to the path of nose, do not suffer bondage of the hollow body lotus through the eagerness for smell like a black bee। Black bee का क्या होता है? It becomes, it runs after that flower and gets the flower folds, lotus flower folds, and it gets caught and dries there. Similarly, you should not run after that. So Uddalaka Rishi is telling Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, you drop all the five elements, all sense organ has been dropped. So Uddalaka wants his mind not to be enchained by the experience of five senses. So the deer, blood bee, mouth, elephant, and fish are indeed destroyed one by one. Ignorant one, where is happiness for one possessed of all these evil? आदमी में तो सभी रहते, शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस गंध पांचों रहते. He will suffer like anything. Vidyalaya continues to address his mind in this and the following verses. Mind, the person possessed of investigation into reality, since you also do not exist, the endless infinite principle of the self. Abundance in the mind is subtle, just as a residence of inside the bilb fruit does not happen. So when we say mind, 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 Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, we are drop telling mind. But where is the mind? There is no mind, like there you cannot have a bilb वृक्ष के अंदर fruit के अंदर elephant रह ही नहीं सकता. So it is like that. From the great toe up to the head, particle by particle, it has been examined and then one called eye has not been obtained. Who possibly could be this eye? So what has been dropped now, Uddalak, by contemplating? He has dropped Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, he has dropped mind, and then he has dropped eye also. Then this here is a flesh, this here is a blood, this here is a bones in the body. These are the vital birds. Who possibly could this eye be? इस शरीर में दोनों हाथ है, ये सिर है, ये आंखें है, ये मुंह है, ये गला है, ये छाती है, ये पेट है, ये पैर है। ये ओके, ये तो बॉडी, ये आय तो हो ही नहीं सकता. दिस हियर इज अ नोज, दिस हियर इज अ tongue, this here is the skin, this here ears, these are the eyes, and this is the touch. Who possibly could be this here? Indeed, I alone, I am everywhere. So then he says, everywhere I am, or I am nowhere. Either you are nobody, or otherwise you are the whole universe. Such a view like this is real. Another manner does not exist. So sense of individuality is dropped, sense of incompleteness is dropped. For a long time, I have been overpowered, surely by the rogue of ignorance due to egotism. मैं अभी तक उसे फंसते रहा बिकॉज ऑफ अज्ञान ब्रूतेन, तो मेरे को चीट कर दे बिकॉज ऑफ ईगो. आई शुड नॉट अगेन रिसोर्ट टू हिम हु टेक्स अवे स्टील्स द वेल्थ ऑफ वंस ओन ट्रू नेचर. अभी मैं इससे फंसने नहीं वाला, कहानी से फंसने नहीं वाला हूँ. मेरे जो पंचमहाभूत है, पृथ्वी जल अग्नि वायु आकाश, so this panchamahabhuta is dropped. Then secondly, what is been dropped? Mind is dropped, intellect is dropped, chetana is also dropped. What remains is chetana, that is empty space or a thoroughly conscious space. Either I am everything or I am nothing. This mind, even without accumulated impressions, by itself proceeds outwardly through the eyes and other sense organs amongst its objects. In this matter, accumulated mental impression is not the cause. Therefore, having set aside the stupid sense organs, having cut down the forest of the mind with the trees of thoughts, creepers of desires, its own inner mental impression, having reached an extended land, I go about, I'll wheel as I please. So मैं सब कट कर दिया. That Seja having thus decided, remain with eyes half open, uttering the sacred symbol Om by the method of pranayama, regulating of the vital birth. So what is this Uddalak Muni? That is half closed eyes are there, and by that he started saying Om. So we'll also do it for 5 times. Let us start out with steps. Sit straight, back straight. As Uddalak Rishi did, we'll also see the Omkar. Ma. O is 30%, Om. Ma is 70%. Take a deep breath. So we have done it for 5 times. So he regulated the birth, having met the position of body form and controlling 5 sense organs. He forcibly stopped or arrested the mind, glittering like a black bee in a lotus of the heart by reflection, even as the arrest the flow of water quickly. The silent sage brought the speed of outgoing and incoming birth and the nostril to the state of gentleness. So he has done a pranayama here. He of the firm intellect several sense organs from the object of sense. With great effort cast off far away, external contacts completely, so he has become totally internal. He bore experience in the space of his heart, the mind that is without concentration or control. Then he shook off, threw up the multitude of doubts which has come to into appearance. He became Mr. Nobody. That brave one cut off his mind again and again. The appearances that were coming at will are enemies with a sword in battle. So he has cut it again and again. What are the mind thoughts where they are coming? He has cut it again and again. When the multitude of doubts were destroyed, and pursued ignorance within his heart, he eradicated completely even that with the knowledge within his own self. He knows whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are divine. You are unfragmented consciousness, is yourself. You are everything. Rather, you only exist. Nothing else exists. When the darkness of ignorance was gone, he saw the mass of luster. When even this luster was cut off, having obtained sleep, he again annihilated that sleep. When sleep was cast off, then arose void consciousness. When the void consciousness was lost, his mind became unfounded. This high-souled one completely wiped off even this delusion, and having reached such a state deprived of lust, darkness, sleep, delusion, and life, the mind took rest for the moment. So for this one moment, like Papa used to say that 1 second or half a second or quarter second, drop all your desires and hopes, and what remains is the consciousness, bliss that you are. Having reposed the mind, alighted quickly on its own consciousness, which is nature of universe. By the power of long investigation and testing of its own consciousness, mind attended to the state consisting of the pure intelligence of pure consciousness, just as a gold attended to the state of the intellect. And having given up the nature of mind, the mind went to the state of conscious principle. Having abandoned the object to be cognized, the purified intelligence attended identified with the pure consciousness. Just as the ocean which has abandoned modifications such as waves has identified with water, it was the one intellect that attended identified with the pure consciousness. Then he who attained knowledge became or existed the pure platinum of consciousness. He then obtained bliss which was destitute of seen and seen. This self whose nature was identical with the pure existence, he became an ocean of bliss. That indeed was a state of liberation while living, which that Brahmana reached. Here Uddakala remained for 6 months with his abode perfection kept aside. He was absorbed in a meditation. Sometime he woke up in a day, sometime in a year, and at another time after a multitude of years. By the firm, uninterrupted practice of one conscious principle, and reached the state of great consciousness as the absolute undifferentiated one. He arrived at the identified identity with pure existence, the practice of identity with pure consciousness for a long time. So he did that. So last topic is Paravishnansi. Of what nature is the identity with a pure being that was spoken of by you and by what means it is born? This is Sri Ram's question. Vasishtha Vacha, when the thinking mind is completely destroyed on account of perpetual perfect contemplation on the non-existence, then there comes the identity with the pure being to the mind, which has become identical with the pure consciousness. So continuous what has to be done is the contemplation. Chitta samanya swarupam, satta samanyata, it comes because of contemplation. When the thinking mind could exist, having disowned all this to be cognized, made up of the external and internal one, then there is a state of identity with pure being. Sinless one, the state of identity with pure being happens to one who has risen in completeness in the path of meditation, abiding in the state of absorption in absolute consciousness. Having won this position, which destroys all fear, Uddaalaka lived in this world as long as he desired and pleasure. Once you know that what it is undivided, unfragmented consciousness. It is the Amani Man. It is the common mind. It is not the individual mind which is playing. It is the bliss. So you can live whatever period you want. And after a long time, the fermentation arises in mind. Having abandoned the body, I should be liberated without the body. So what he thought was after the body falls, he is not getting another body because then he has no past, no future, and nothing, no desire and no hopes. So potent spiritual practices and pure consciousness, solid consciousness is at an ananda, bliss which cannot be spoken of. Then seated in the yogi position of Padmasana, with his eyes half open, and controlled the nine opening of the sense through the complete binding of the anal aperture, with the movement of the vital ear stop and deep consciousness constitute. His own self meditated upon, is acquired identity with the pure consciousness by the practice of consciousness, of divisions of thoughts. And likewise, consequent on this practice, he obtained in himself the greatest throb of bliss. Due to the testing of that bliss, he arrived at identity with pure being, which has dissolved the course of state of identity with a pure consciousness, and which is the nature of eternal spirit and all pervading. He remained entirely at the expanse fullness of calm, having attained supreme repose. Slowly this Uddalaka, calmed in his own other, which is the pure self, become of the nature of Brahman, or supreme spirit, freed from all attributes or limitations like time and space. So thus ends the 15th chapter, the story of Uddalaka, in the abridged version of the Yoggavasishtha. So what has to be told here by Yoggavasishtha Uddalaka story is, Vasishtha Rishi tells to Rama is what? Drop Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha. So sense organs is drop. Drop mind what has to be done because mind is not there. It is a long, long dream. Drop that. Drop the intellect because it is cheating. It is moving Karnataka. It is moving around in the life. Again drop the Chetana. So there is a sense of incompleteness is not there. Sense of otherness is not there. At the same time, Dehatma Bhav is dropped, Jivatma Bhav is dropped, Ishwaratma Bhav is dropped. What remains is a complete emptiness. So if emptiness is there, if your mind is empty, so then you are happy. Or it is a total consciousness. So either I am everything in this world or I am nothing in this world. One of them will continue. So with this, Uddala continued. He did a tapasya, and tapasya was contemplation only, contemplated on the being, and remain in that state for a day, for a month, or a year, or years together. And after that, he decided to leave his mortal coil, seated in the Padmasana, and there he concentrated on his this thing, slowly left his body. That was the great Uddalaka Rishi. With this prayers, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamavaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sri Ramachandra Arpanastu. Submitting the divine push to Holy Push.